Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I got a couple stories. One story is people are not happy again with Carnival with their new cutting back on food while expanding food. So they got two ways to do it. They've expanded the food, but they cut back one and people are upset about the one. We also have a new banned item on Carnival that some people aren't happy with, but I think the majority of people are. We also have Royal Caribbean coming out with their Icon class ships. Where are they going to be sailing from in 2025 and 2026? I'll let you know. Holland America is bringing back a very popular item on their ship for guests to enjoy. And finally, I'm going to tell you a story about insurance. That's right, how insurance saved this people a lot of hassle as well as close to $40,000. So one of the things Carnival used to have going for it, they still have going for it, is their food options, especially even late at night. And Carnival has announced that they're expanding their late night menu in the Lido, that you can get more food options and it's going to speed up things because long lines can happen after the shows and after, the late night Broadway shows or gambling in the casino or going to the late night comedy club. So people were pretty stoked about this. Yes, we're going to get more options and they're happy with some of the new options, but one of the things they've cut back on is the handmade pizza. That is now closing at midnight, and instead the pizza will now be offered in the Lido, but it's not handmade pizza. It's not the same fast made-to-order pizza that they've been doing. It's more of a quick Chicago style. There's very little choices. It's take this or take this and that's it, as opposed to having it made to order when you're going to the individual pizza places. And some people are very disappointed. They're saying that the taste and quality of the pizza is much worse than when they make it themselves. It just seems like a real big cutback, but Carnival's holding firm, saying that one of the biggest complaints they have is that there were huge lineups at those individual pizza making places and people were complaining about it all the time. And now that they're doing this, it's speeding up the options, which is their entire goal. So you might be suffering a little bit in quality for convenience and speed, I guess would be the situation. Another thing that's now come to light in Carnival is that they've come out and they banned another item. This time they are banning speakers. Bluetooth speakers, wireless speakers, for your phone, for your tablet. You are no longer allowed to bring them on cruise ships. Unfortunately, there are some very irresponsible people out there who will take their Bluetooth speaker, go up into the buffet, plug it onto the table, and then play their music as loud as they want while they're eating their dinner in their buffet, disturbing everybody around them, or the pool deck, or in the Serenity area on the cruise ship. They don't take into account other people. They don't care. It's all about them. And unfortunately, those are the people that are ruining it for people who use it responsibly. John Hill did a poll on it. Would you like to see them gone completely, or would you say, no, it's a mistake, I use mine responsibly? And 88% of his respondents said, yeah, well, we don't see the need to have Bluetooth speakers. Remember, you can always have the earbuds and you can have headphones. You don't need a speaker to listen to music. You can easily listen to it all the time. I use wireless headphones everywhere I go when I travel. On the plane, on the train, in my Uber, etc. I'm not disturbing everybody around me and would never even think about playing music in an area where other people are around me enjoying their cruise. So I think this is not that bad of a move. We also have the Icon class ships on Royal Caribbean. If you're wondering where they're sailing from, well, the Icon is going to remain in Miami doing 7-day sailings, and the new Star of the Seas is going to be moving to Orlando, right close to all the theme parks, and it also looks like it's doing 7-day sailings as well. So you can do a 14-day vacation if you wish, and do 7 days on the Star and then 7 days in a theme park and combine them all together, as long as you have thousands and thousands of dollars to do this. I've been pricing it. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay, but that's another story altogether. Next, Holland America is bringing back another thing that some passengers were really hoping they're going to do, and that's their cooking displays and shows that they have on the ships, where they will have the executive chef and the cruise director up, and they will demonstrate and explain dishes that they make on the cruise. Well, they're going a step further this time, and they're also saying that they're going to be doing it with local cuisine from now on. So if you happen to be on a Holland America going to Asia, the demonstration will be on Asian food that they're making there. If you're in Alaska, chances are it's going to be fish and salmon or lobster and crab, etc. It's going to be something from the areas that you are in, which is a really good change, because every time you go on a different destination, you're going to see different shows. And they're bringing it all back and making it even bigger, than with a highlight on their fresh fish program that they have, which is a fleet-wide incentive going on Holland America. So it's also a free show, right? And you can always learn something. I'm a bit of a foodie, and I love learning new techniques and everything when I go on a cruise ship. So an executive chef doing more demonstrations sounds really good to me. Next, let's talk about insurance. I know I harp on this a lot, but wait till you hear this story, and maybe it might just convince you that maybe you better get it next time on your cruise. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the new ships cruising online and where they're going to the new ships what's being offered on the cruise ships, to price changes, to insurance problems, to everything. We're going to talk about everything that comes up in cruising, from the good, the bad, and hope to keep you just a little entertained in the meantime. Maybe save you some frustration, and maybe even a little money in the future. Doesn't cost anything when you hit that subscribe, but boy, it really does help the channel out, because YouTube says, hey, people like cruising videos, let's share it to more people. All right, and don't forget, I really, really do appreciate it. This is the next story about Jan and Jeff Gibb, who live in Australia, and they were taking a cruise to Asia when all of a sudden Jeff started feeling ill on day 2 of their cruise. They had to be sent off the ship in Bali and ended up spending 7 days in a hospital in Bali. Now, Jeff thought, it was just coming down with something and everything, but it quickly deteriorated to the point where he was in ICU the whole time, as well as his son had to fly in to help his mother out. The wife was there. She thought he was on his deathbed, didn't know if he was going to make it. And through all this, their travel insurance was in contact with them. The doctor on the ship contacted the insurance right away, and together they organized everything with the hospital. So one of the things that they didn't have to worry about right away was, how am I going to pay for this? How are we going to get home? Who's going to pay these? Where do I get the credit cards? They don't have to start a GoFundMe page because they don't have insurance, etc. They had insurance, and the company was brilliant. They were doing a great job. The doctor was wonderful, and they worked with everything. They had the started paying the hospital bills while they were still in the hospital. That's how quickly the insurance can sometimes work. And so great news from there. Now, if you're wondering, Jeff is 73 years old, and you may not know, but if you are over 65 years old, you often need a different type of travel insurance. You need to get a hand-picked one, if you will, one designed specifically for you. You can't just take an average. I'm just going to click the button and say, yes, I need insurance, because sometimes it doesn't affect people over the age of 65. So Jeff being 73, his insurance for this cruise was 1,074 Australian dollars, which is, equivalent to much more Canadian dollars. But how much money did he save? As of now, so far, over $35,000 in Australia. So pretty equivalent to American money. $35,000 paid $1,000. That's a significant difference, don't you think? Don't you think? That's a car. That's basically losing your car. That's losing a year, 2 years mortgage, right, on your house. All because they did get insurance, and they are ever thankful that they did. So just as a heads up, always have travel insurance, especially medical. I don't care if you lose the money for the cruise. I don't care if you lose the money for your vacation. That's money that's expense that you've already paid. However, if something happens and you get a $35,000 bill for a week medical expenses or more, and this was an ambulance at a port, imagine an air evacuation on top of that. This is easily over $60,000, $70,000. So that's why I always harp on, make sure you have evacuation and medical insurance. And if you're unsure, get it through the cruise line because they have it included with their insurance policies. Well, let me know what you guys think. Do you think, you know what, I don't need it. I'm young. I'm 25 years old, 30 years old. I don't really need insurance. Nothing's going to happen. I definitely won't be in a taxi accident. A bus will never hit me. I won't get hit or injured. I won't trip on the stairs. Nothing will ever happen to me. Are you one of those people? Or when you just say, maybe that insurance, it's time to start getting it? Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.